On this episode of LVAD Talk, we speak with Carlos Miguel De Larosa. We discuss that good Dominican food, the importance of knowing your heart history, how he discovered having heart disease, the struggles of a heart-healthy diet, depression after diagnosis, what his recovery was like, LVAD recalls, getting the transplant call, your new heart and brain syncing, and much more. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a very cool cat on the show today. I got Carlos Miguel De Larosa.
Right.
You're going to have to teach me how to say that right. I can't roll my R's.
It's real Dominican, man. It's Dominican name, bro. I was actually born out there. So I just became a citizen at like 23 years old.
Nice.
Yeah. So Carlos De La Rosa would be.
There you go. That's what I was trying to get. Yeah, so you know I'm coming to your house to eat, right?
Hey, you're welcome anytime, man. We got the arroz with the habichuela, with the pollo. Yeah. We got everything out here, man.
Yeah, I learned to say when the Dominican is cooking, you just don't say no. That's all.
Man, especially mom's cooking is serious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Your mom's about to have me broke, yo. I'll bring the groceries. You just cook it. You know what I'm saying?
It, man. She don't mind. She's like one of those people. Like she enjoys that other people enjoys her food.
Yeah, I know the feeling. My mom's the same way, yo.
Right. And I love to cook myself, so I understand it. Like I understand why.
Yeah, like my mom's will cook all day long and won't even eat.
Right.
It was just the satisfaction of, cooking for other people and seeing them being happy.
That's that motherly love in them, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, how old are you, bro? If you don't mind me asking.
34. I'll be 35 in November.
Okay. November what?
1st.
My son is the 6th.
Oh, there you go, man. Scorpios, huh?
Yeah, y'all trouble.
It's a little bit. You know? It's my life, I always feel like the Scorpio is definitely a different sign. We definitely have a lot of qualities that people don't forget, for the good or bad.
Yes. Usually if you run into somebody, you can tell when they're a Scorpio.
Right.
You'll think, baby, yeah, they must have been, yo.
Right. I think people can feel it in the room. Like sometimes I walk in a room and the energy, they think they can sense that.
Yeah, my son is nothing but energy. And he's 10. So yeah, just nonstop ball of energy. Even when he sleep. Right. He's still moving around and doing stuff, even when he sleep, man.
Right.
So I wanted you to tell your story because you have a very interesting story from what I can see, and I don't even know the ins and outs of it. Tell me how you got started and what was your introduction to heart failure?
Oh man. So this all goes back to my dad. I guess my dad was struggling with heart failure for many years, but he's very old school. He didn't talk about it. That's something that I don't want to do personally with my son.
Right.
I'd rather know what's going on versus hiding it. I feel like a lot of old school folks, they feel like they need to hide their problems, especially men. I feel like they feel they need to hide those issues, but the whole time I could have been warned and I could have had a heads up of what could have happened and I would have had a better idea. But pretty much I found out my dad had heart failure once he passed. Once I saw his records and everything, he showed it right on the papers and I was shocked. I had no idea. The whole time I thought he had high blood pressure.
Okay.
And that was it in my world. But kind of find out he had it. And then when I was 29, that's when I started having symptoms. I was pretty much running out of breath. I was also like my whole appetite was different. I was out of energy. I I used to love going fishing, which I still do now. But every time I walk from my car to the actual fishing place, I'm out of breath.
Right.
That's not, at 29 years old, I was always in the gym. I was like at least 4 or 5 times in the gym. So for me, that was really not normal. And once I went to see the doctor, they checked me out, they took x-rays. And once I got the x-ray done, they called me like hours later and they told me that my heart was enlarged. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what do you mean it's enlarged? I'm like, you guys probably got the wrong guy, man. Like I'm 29 years old and I'm just doing my thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with me. I never had issues. I never had any medical issues before this. I was literally, if I get a cold once a year was a lot for me.
Okay.
I never took meds. I wasn't doing drugs. I wasn't doing anything I was supposed to do. So I had nothing. I didn't have anything in mind that said I was sick. He told me go to the ER right away. He's like, just whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing, go to the ER. I went out there. The nurses and doctors are probably like, no, it's probably like a little virus or something. They're like, you'll probably go away, whatever it is. I don't think you should worry about it. So, they were saying things to calm me down. And I was hearing it. I was like, yeah, they're probably right. So it's got to be like an error or something's wrong. And it turned out to be heart failure. Like later on, that's what they looked at and they told me. They walked in my room and they said, hey, we got some bad news. You have heart failure. Once I heard that, I had no idea really what it was like that. So I didn't know how to take it. I just knew it was really bad.
Right.
I knew it wasn't anything good. And then I thought of my dad passing away. And at that point, it kind of hit me. I said, this probably could take me out. I don't know not a lot about it, but I know it took my dad out.
Right.
Why would it not take me out? My dad was still young. He was in his 50s.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, man, this is it. So at that point, I just had to put myself together, man, somehow. But it was hard, especially seeing my family and they look scared. They look more scared than I look.
Right.
I was looking at them like, man, if they're scared, should I be scared too? Or should I just play hard like I am right now?
Right.
I'm playing this hard role like it's not affecting me, but inside I'm like, man, this is not good. How am I gonna beat this?
So you were already admitted at this point?
Yeah, I was admitted. I had people in and out my room. When they told me the news, there were like 15 people in my room. So it was already scary just sitting in your bed. You got 15 people just coming in your room. You're like, this is not gonna be good news at all. Because you 2 people that tell you everything's cool. But I thought they were gonna tell me I was gonna die like in a week or something, because the way they came in, it was intimidating.
So did they present you with the LVAD then and there, or was it some time after?
No, not at all. They made it seem like medication was gonna help me. They were like, you know what, you're gonna take this medication and maybe 10 years from now we'll talk about transplant. Years from now. He's like, don't worry about it. I was like, oh, it's like, all right. He was like, so I take this meds and everything's cool. He's like, yeah, this should help you out. They put me like on Entresto and some other medications, but I remember the Entresto very well because that was supposed to be like the main medication. It did nothing for me, bro. That did not help me. Like, I feel like the whole time I was struggling. You know how they put us on the low sodium diets to help us out, right?
Right.
So I turned into like this chef all of a sudden. Like now I'm like I have to meet this 1,500 milligram diet. So it's 500 in the morning, 500 in the evening, and 500 at night. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it because everything has sodium. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm like, man, first of all, I know how to cook before then a little bit, but not too much. And this time I have to actually count. Like, you gotta be like, do your math, and then now you gotta measure things out. And it became like a science project kind of for yourself. I know I couldn't count on my mom because she doesn't speak English. She doesn't read in English. my sister, I could count on her, but I think the best choice to make is to do it yourself because you're
Right.
gonna know what you like and you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
understand it more because you're more into it than anybody else because it's about you. Um, so yeah, I got into that. I got into the cooking because the number one problem that I was having was retaining liquid. So I was retaining a lot of fluid.
I've been there, bro.
Yeah, and that was slowing me down.
Mm-hmm.
That was my number one problem. And there was a point that it was no longer the diet. It got to the point that I was actually getting worse and worse and worse. So no matter how perfectly I would do my diet, I would still be struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured that out like maybe like 6, 7 months later that I was getting worse. And the doctor actually thought it was in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I'm like, I'm going crazy too.
Now,
I'm like,
but you gotta be your own advocate sometimes.
yeah, yeah. And but that's the thing, like, sometimes you get so involved, you know, um, that you kind of, it's not like you really exclude your family, but you don't tell them everything is you don't want to worry them.
Right.
That's how I'm like, they should be here for me, but I don't want to give them every little detail so they'll be stressing out with me. I don't want that either.
Mm-hmm.
I want the support without the extra stress for them. So at this point, I'm like, we got to run some tests because I know I'm getting worse. I know I'm not going crazy. This is not one of those things that's going on in my head. Like I was doing good for months, and then I started declining.
Okay.
So at this point, they checked my heart, and they realized that it was starting to get a little worse. But that's the thing: the doctors don't really know how you feel 100%. They're gonna see it, and they're gonna see the numbers, but they don't know how you feel. You know
Right.
how you feel. You know your
Right.
body better than anybody. You could be the best doctor in the world. They're not gonna know exactly how you feel. Um, so at this point, I kept getting admitted to the hospital, like literally every month,
Mm-hmm.
literally. And it got to the point that it got so bad that my organs started shutting down on me.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I think that's when they got nervous. I was in Rhode Island Hospital, and at this point, they reached out to Tufts Hospital in Mass.
Okay.
But once I knew that they were reaching out to another hospital, I knew things are bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, my organs are shutting down. I'm starting to get depressed. Literally, I wake up in the morning, I look outside the window, just, and I feel kind of like I'm dying slowly, like every day.
Mm-hmm.
I look out the window, I'm like, man, I wish I was out there, but I can't. I'm like, I'm sitting here dying pretty much at 29 years old. I couldn't believe it. I honestly thought, I'm like, this might be it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, family members would come see me. This is before Corona. Family members would come see me, and I could tell in their eyes that like this guy might not make it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Especially after hearing your organs are dying. Like who's not
Yeah.
gonna feel down after that?
Right.
you know, I'm thinking at this point I'm like they're just probably gonna transfer me to just let me live my last days or something out there. And I'm like, hopefully I got a better view or something.
Something going on, right?
So they transferred me to Tufts, and that's when I actually heard about the LVAD.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. When they told me what the LVAD was and what they were planning on doing to me,
Mm-hmm.
man, I was so against it, man. I was like, please just try anything. I'm like, let's try anything but that.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a chance. Let me see my numbers get better. Like I'm trying all these excuses. And I'm thinking, what can I tell these people to get out of this? It wasn't happening, man. It was not happening. They eventually my numbers just kept going down. They put me like on a balloon pump.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it was just one thing after the other. Um, and at one point, I had to tell myself, like, this is it. I'm like, it must be done. If I want to live, I got to put in whatever it is they want to put in my body right
So at this point, how long have you been in the hospital?
now. And total at this point, it's been like months.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been like, at this point, like almost 2 months. Um, so when they put you in, what's it called, ICU, they have an ICU in Mass, but it has no windows where I was at.
Yeah. It was similar in here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that thing was driving me nuts, man.
Yeah.
Because
You got to get to a regular room before you can see it out the windows again.
yeah, it's like you wake up, it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
You wake, you go to sleep, it's dark. There's no change. There's no climate change. There's no nothing. Everything's cold and dark. And that affected me a lot too. I had to fight through it. I had to keep fighting and see how my body was gonna take this whole surgery they were about to do to me. Um, I remember just saying to myself, like, you have to be there for your son. You got to be there for your family. You got to do whatever you need to do. You can't think about it too much because the other side is dying. And there's no going back. Once you hit the other side, you ain't coming back.
Right.
So I'm like, this is the only thing I can do. And I agreed to it. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the most painful surgery I ever had in my life.
The recovery, right? Yeah.
Oh my God. And they always say, the doctors told me that, like, the younger you are, the more muscles you have, the more it hurts. Because I remember being in my hospital bed recovering, and I look out a little bit from like the window. This when I'm actually on the regular floor. I'm looking at the window, and then I'm looking at the reflection, and I'm seeing this older guy with an elbow, with his thing just walking right on the hallway, and I'm still hurting. I can't even move. I'm like, hey, nurse. I'm like, how's this guy walking over here? I'm over here beat up from the surgery. How's this guy walking over here? He's chilling. She's like, well, what happens is the older you are, the less muscle you have, the less pain you have. So there's an easier recovery. So I'm in the bed, 29 years old, beat up. And there's this older guy just chilling, just walking around. I thought this guy was going to bust a move or something. He was chilling. So I was just surprised, man. To this day, that's shocking. But I didn't do too well, man. It took a while.
How long before, all right, so once you had your surgery, how long before you went home?
This is after surgery you're talking about?
Yeah, after you got your LVAD.
Yeah, it took months. I didn't do too well, man. I was really in pain. I was there till I couldn't be there anymore, to the point they were like, hey, you gotta go home, bud. Like, you gotta get up out of here, man. You're eating up all the snacks and drinking all the soda, man. You gotta go.
Right.
At this point, man, they were like, yeah, you gotta try, because you stay here, you're not gonna get any better. And you gotta move around, and you gotta try to do the best you can. And going home with the LVAD, that was a whole different set for me. That was a whole different set of challenges. I remember asking myself, why am I going to walk in the street like this? How am I going to walk and people not see me like I'm some UFO,
right?
Kind of.
And that's your first instinct, but I found that most people don't even pay no mind.
Yeah, most people pay no mind, but in your mind at that time,
you're self-conscious.
Everybody's looking at you.
Right. Yeah.
So it was like, I don't like being in the spotlight like that, man. Like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, wait, what's up, man? Like, say hi to people, but I'm not trying to be in the spotlight like that. In my head, I'm thinking, man, it's true, because everybody's just gonna be like, just zoom in my way. But what I ended up doing was, to feel comfortable, I ended up going to a LVAD website. It was like LVAD clothing or something like that. And it had backpacks. They had like the shirts so you could put your batteries in. They had a whole bunch of stuff, man. And I ended up buying a backpack. And it was funny because everybody called me, what's that cartoon with the Dora the Explorer?
Okay.
Everybody in my household was calling me Dora the Explorer, man, because I got this backpack on me at all times. And I felt more free.
Yeah.
I felt more free. I felt like it wasn't adding a lot of weight to my What was I using at the time? I was using the shoulder one, the one you have
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
It would hurt my it would hurt my back. So once I did the backpack, it was kind of like even instead of being on one side.
Mm-hmm.
I could just strap it on. I could do more outdoor stuff. I could walk around. I could be on a bike. I mean, I felt just a lot different. And from there, I upgraded to the pants, to the shorts. I don't know if you've seen them already.
The football shorts?
Yeah, the football
Mm-hmm.
shorts. I put my batteries in there, man. Put my sweats on. You couldn't see anything at this point. I mean, you really got to focus or you'll see something.
Right.
And I felt free, man. I felt like I didn't have an LVAD unless I was walking, because when you're walking, you feel the batteries a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I'm like, man, I feel free. I don't feel weight anywhere. And I think you just have to find your own style and whatever's comfortable for you.
Mm-hmm. How long after you got home before you were out and about?
Like I said, mentally, I wasn't ready.
Okay.
I knew I wasn't ready. I know I just needed time for myself to think about how I was going to handle it. Plus, I felt like even though I was home, I was still recovering.
Yeah.
I was dealing with the recovery stage. So I was just taking my time with it. I had really no rush to go outside at all. I had nurses coming in every week. It was like a whole schedule. I felt like I had a job. That was my job, just to wake up and
Yeah.
see nurses.
Yeah. Especially when you first get home, getting
Yeah.
used to everything, and just taking medicine is a job.
Oh man, bro, I remember. I forget, it was like 40 something pills a day.
Mm-hmm.
That I forgot, but it was steep, man. It got to the point that I used to take my pills like this, right? We grab one, take it. Next one, take it. So it would take me a while because I wasn't, like I said, I never took medications. And it got to the point, man, I turned into a pro. I would just grab the whole thing and just take some juice in there. You know what I'm saying? You just get used to stuff, man. You just find your own way.
Yep. So you eventually made it to transplant.
Yeah. But before transplant, I had another LVAD surgery because my pump got, my pump got, I guess it's like a hose right here, like a kink. So they had to cut me again for that before I even got to the transplant. And that particular kink was slowing me down. It made me tired, like I had heart failure all over again.
Okay.
Like
it wasn't pumping efficiently.
Yeah, so it was not pumping efficiently. And again, I was fishing with my granddad, walking back to the car. It seems like every time that I found out I had an issue, I was fishing somehow. So I love fishing. I can't let it go. So if that's bad luck, then it is what it is. But I was walking back and I'm like, Granddad, so something ain't right, man. I'm getting tired again. I said, I'm not eating sodium like that. I'm like, that can't be the sodium. And kind of find out it was that kink. So they have a recall on those. I have the what's it called? What's the name of the LVAD I had? Which one do you have?
I got the HeartMate 2.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what you got, the HeartMate 2. Yeah, so I think that's what I had as well. And I guess they have a recall on that. I had no idea. They're making it sound like it's like a Honda.
Right, yeah.
The transmission's messed up. This is not my body, man. What do you mean a recall? Like, you guys tell me to begin with or fix the issue when you guys already knew about it. I guess they could easily just put a pin in there and fix it, but at this point, they have to cut me again, go up in there, fix it up. They thought that would fix the problem. No, that did not fix the issue. It got a little better, but kind of find out I'm just getting worse. Now, like my right side is getting worse, and so is my left, and it got to the point they had to put me on IV medication.
Okay.
I needed one side. So all right. So now at this point, I got the shorts right for the LVAD. Boom, boom, boom. I got my battery side to side. I got the control of everything, and now I got a whole bag on the side of me with the IV running. And I had to. What I did was I just like run it through my shirt and then put on like a sweater over it. so I can hide the wire. Like everything's just all over the place. And at this point, I feel a little defeated because I'm like, how many other things can they put me on? I'm like, at this point, this medication is like it's like a turbo for your heart. Uh, but eventually, your heart's gonna get used to it. You know, eventually that medication is not gonna affect you the same way it affected you when you first started. And I knew that. I said, if this medication starts working, it's about to be a wrap. You know? I'm like, how many other things can it do to me? I know there's people that have pretty much the LVAD for the left side and the right side. I'm like, man, I hope I don't reach that level. I'm like, God, I don't want that kind of weight on me, you know? Yeah. I'm like, I struggle with one LVAD.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine having four batteries.
Yeah. Yeah, so imagine that plus whatever else I'm gonna give you after that.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much technology now. I never even knew that LVAD was a thing. I didn't know that was gonna save my life. I had no idea what that LVAD was. So at this point, like I said, I'm on the IV and I started feeling worse as months went. And I kept telling my team, I said, hey, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I'm slowly dying. You know? It's like at this point, I'm not giving up, but I know what it is. I'm like, this is just gonna keep getting worse and worse. And they were aware of that, and I knew that it could have went either way. And then before, like, a little bit after Corona hit, I remember being at Walmart, and I was shopping and everything, and I got a couple of phone calls from my hospital. Mind you, I don't know about you, but at Walmart, I don't get reception like that.
Right. I think they do something like on purpose at Walmart for that.
Right. I think one was wrong for that because getting phone calls that was really important. And at this point, like I said, I got the calls. I couldn't really answer them. I bought my grill. I wanted to go grill that day. I bought a whole bunch of stuff. And then I came outside. I went outside and I was unloading everything on my truck. And I got the phone call again. I'm thinking, man, they're probably just calling me for my INR.
Right. Your regular old maintenance.
Regular maintenance. I'm like, hello, all right, what's my INR? Playing around. And the lady goes, what? This is Dr. So-and-so. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm still thinking she's just gonna give me like some blood work numbers. She's like, I have a heart for you. I was like, what? I literally, like, I forgot like a bag of oranges. I was still putting stuff in the truck. I just dropped those things, man. I'm like, what? Are you serious? She's like, I have a heart for you. I'm like, wow. At this point, I'm trying to take it all in. And then the whole Corona thing hit me at the same time too, because I'm hearing people at this time, I'm hearing people are dying in hospitals. The beginning stage, you know how it was really crazy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, man, if I take it, something could probably happen to me too. So I'm thinking, what do I do at this point? I actually told her, this might sound crazy to some people, but I was like, I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna call you back. On the heart, man, who says that?
Right.
I don't know what to do. I'm like, what do I do at this point? But thinking back now, I'm like, I really told people that I was gonna call them back about a heart. I've been waiting years for this heart, man.
Right.
What is it to think about? So I'm like, that was dumb, but all right. I called my family. I'm like, hey, I got the call, guys. They got a heart for me, but I told them just to hold up. They were like, what you say? I was like, yeah, I told her to wait. They were like, you bugging, man. What are you telling her to wait? Call her right now. They're like, and I was like, hey, all right, I'm gonna call right now. I called back. I told her, yeah, that I'll accept it. But I guess I still needed to wait for the actual confirmation that it was corona free. At this point, I'm anxious, man. But at the same time, my anxiety went from being up here to like none. I was numb. At one point, I didn't know how to feel. My mom was like, you should smile some more. Like, you're not smiling. You look real serious. I'm like, I don't know how to take this. I really don't. I don't know if I should be happy, sad, anxious. It's it's a whole bunch of emotions like packed up in one,
Okay.
and you really know how to really deal with it at that moment.
Right. So did they give you a time limit? Like I've always been told if they call, you got 4 hours to get to the hospital.
Yeah, they gave me a time limit, but like I said, first I needed a confirmation. It took a little while. Once it said, "Hey, listen," even if it said you gotta be here in 30 minutes, I guarantee you, I would have made it.
Right.
It ran up there. It would have been 21 minutes in total, and it would have had some time to spare during that time because I told him, I said, I don't care if it's snowing, raining, I get in a snowmobile, I'm gonna make it there.
Right.
You know, it don't matter. Boston's like an hour from me, so I knew I was gonna make it regardless, whatever time it was. But yeah, I think they gave me that 4 hour gap as well.
So all right, so then you go in, you get your heart. Was your outcome better than the LVAD?
Yeah,
Like
I
was
think
it did you immediately notice a difference or did it take a little bit?
oh man. All right. So even before that, once I did the transplant, the pain wasn't as bad as the first LVAD. First LVAD surgery, like I said, for some people it was easier. For me, it wasn't that easy. Um, it was a lot better than the first one and second one. Um, I felt some type of way because the day before, when I actually had my transplant, before they gave me all the medication, took me to sleep, uh, they pump you with steroids, a whole bunch of steroids that you never had in your system, and a whole other bunch of medication. That medication like made me act out. It made me act like bizarre. I was paranoid. I was like thinking everybody's gonna kill me and all this other
I
stuff.
spoke to somebody said that they had hallucinations.
Oh wow, I was bugging, man. Like that's one thing I would tell people. Tell yourself that this is gonna happen. That way you can at least prepare. I didn't know how common it was. I'm very like strong minded. I would have never guessed I was gonna flip up. I would have never known I would have acting like that. I was like getting aggressive, saying certain things, and just thinking that people are literally out to kill me. And these are the same people that was saving me from dying. So you really got to check yourself mentally before anything.
Okay.
So once that happened, the next day I had a brand new nurse and everything. She was like, "You're nothing like this in a report." And I reported this and that. And I laugh and I'm like, man, listen, that's not me. Whatever guy you guys saw yesterday, that was the second version that the second version of myself that I didn't know about.
Right.
But yeah, they were very nice. I felt different, man, because I had so much medication in me, and mixed with the pain, mixed with now you got somebody else's heart is in. You feel the difference because there's a lot of things that are not connected to you no more. They cut a lot of those connections that you have from your heart to your brain. So even when you get up, like when you first get up, you want to fall. It feels like you're gonna fall, like somebody's gotta grab you. Like it feels like the blood in your system just not flowing the way you used to. When you have your regular heart, you get up, nothing happens. You don't get dizzy unless you're doing certain things and I don't know, something random. But when you have that fresh heart, you can't do that. You literally got to give it a chance for your brain to know that you're getting up, like for your heart and brain to coordinate. It's very different. Now that I'm months out, I don't have that issue. I could literally get up right now, and I'm not gonna get dizzy or feel some type of way. So this is in the beginning. Like your body has to adjust to this new heart, but it messes with you a little bit because you're like, wow, nobody was there to really guide me. So, I know I could ask questions, but I want to kind of like to go through the journey, some of it myself. So I was wondering to myself, I'm like, this is gonna be like the new norm, getting up and getting dizzy and almost falling. But kind of figure out that was not the case. Months later, I'm good.
Okay. Did you miss your LVAD? Meaning, Like, did you
Yeah,
reach for it and it wasn't there after having it for so long?
yeah, LVAD was like my psychic, man.
Mm-hmm.
So woke up in the morning and I'm usually like trying to plug things and unplug
Right.
things, and I'm like, you know, where is it? You know what I'm saying? Like you literally forget that you have a
Yo,
hot drink
I
for a little while.
can't wait till the day I can just jump out of bed and not have to unplug
Yeah,
and
it's
can
gonna
just go
take you a while,
downstairs, you know?
right? And it's gonna take you a while to adjust to not having wires because you're so used to stopping yourself.
Mm-hmm.
To take your time so you don't pull on something or
Right.
whatever
Hit
it
it on
is.
I'm forever hitting mine on a drawer in the kitchen.
Right. Oh my God, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Doorknob,
Yeah.
doorknob. Oh man, those things are dangerous, man. I remember like every doorknob, even to this day, sometimes I like look at it and make sure that I'm not near it.
Uh,
Just from that PTSD from having to know that. Like a lot of people, and PTSD happens a lot to a lot of us, man.
yeah.
I feel like to this day, like I'm on if I'm getting any type of procedure.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, but I automatically go to like these people are gonna cut me open again or something. Like
Yeah.
it's one part of my life that I really didn't enjoy. So anytime I see a table, I just brings it back a little bit.
So what was the adjustment like far as medicine after transplant?
I say, two medications that really affected me was the Tacro and the steroids.
Mm.
Um, but everything else is um, kind of like the norm.
Mm.
The steroids are strong, man. They did a couple of side effects to me that I didn't really like. Um, but I knew it had to be done.
Mhm.
I knew it was a must. I remember my hair right here was getting thin,
Mhm.
right in the front, acne on my back. I mean, right now they put me back on steroids, so right now I'm getting the whole acne thing again.
Mhm.
Uh, get it on your forehead, get it on your back, your arms, places you never had it before. You know what I'm saying? I won't get into too much detail, but you know
Right.
what I'm saying. So it's just a whole bunch of stuff with your mind. It's gonna play with your mind too.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, me personally, I felt like I was getting more aggressive.
Mhm.
Um, I was being more explosive. Um, my humor, I didn't even find humor in things that I would find humor in before.
Mhm.
Kind of like an angry dude,
Yeah.
but I try not to show it because I feel like it's nobody's fault, man. I
Mhm.
shouldn't take it out on anybody, but it does come out. It's something that you have to check yourself because if you don't pay attention to it, then you're gonna act out and not even notice.
Yeah. So who was your caretaker during the whole time?
My mom, my sister, a
Mhm.
lot of people were involved, man. I had a whole squad, a
Yeah.
whole
And
squad
that's
that
you can't do it alone. You got to
you
have some
can't,
kind of help.
man, you can't. Oh my God, it's funny because while I was first admitted with the LVAD, I was actually finishing a house. Like I started it from scratch.
Mhm.
I bought the van and I hired people to put it together. But as I'm putting this house together, I got admitted to that whole time. So this whole time I had to tell my family how to do my job.
Mhm.
It must be like contractors and people that's putting things together. Like it was crazy. I actually finished the house while I was still on the LVAD, while I
Wow.
was getting surgery, all that.
Mhm.
So, that was a big accomplishment for me because it was my first time. I didn't know how to build a house. I
Mhm.
literally had to put myself together and tell people what to do while I was still messing with my surgery.
Mhm.
Right. So crazy.
So now what is your maintenance routine like far as going to the doctors? Because first when you get your LVAD, it's like every week, then it's like every 2 weeks, and then they try to do you every 3 weeks or so. After transplant, is it how often do you have to be followed up on?
So pretty much the first month you gotta do, I don't know if it's the first or first and second, but I remember kind of being the first month you got to do your biopsy every week.
Mm-hmm.
So every week you're doing your biopsy. That was a pain, man, because it's not it's not the most uncomfortable thing, but I like it for them to go through my neck. So they go
Mm-hmm.
through my neck
Mm-hmm.
every time. I got the actual I got scars
Oh yeah,
on my neck.
I got mine too. They
So,
do that.
bro,
But
a little
look,
more.
let me tell you the story about how I almost punched my doctor in the face. He
You gotta get it.
he thought it was funny because you know how they lay you down and then they shoot you with the anesthetic first, and then they go through. So he was like, okay, they got me all. I felt a little moist thing on there. I'm getting myself. Cause that's the thing. I'm not scared of needles. I just don't like needles near my neck. You know what I mean? Like my neck, or like that's why I take care of my teeth, because I don't never want. My mom used to scare me and tell me about how they used to have to shoot you in your teeth with the needle, and I don't want that. So he was like, "All right, you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready." He was like, "On three, okay?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, on three." He was like, "One,
Yeah, I'm just stabbing you.
Man, I almost stood straight up on that table, bro.
Oh man, listen, that sucks. That sucks, and we all understand how that feels.
Yeah, man.
It's not the best feeling, man, getting something on your neck. That's
No,
like a really sensitive area, bro. But at this point, they've done stabbed me so many times. It's like, let's just take it all in, man.
yeah. My thing is just make sure you give me enough.
Yeah, enough to
I,
numb that thing.
I've had a doctor have to do it twice, and that's not fun either.
Yeah, me too. It's not fun. I'm like, huh? I'm like, listen, man, what is it, guys? Does this cost too much to numb me up, man? Like, it's like, put it in there, bro. Like, my insurance got it. We good.
Right. And then, but see, like a lot of times I have to go by myself, and
Oh,
because if I have somebody take me, I'll just tell them just knock me all the way out and do it.
yeah.
But if I have to drive, they won't do that. So
Yeah, they won't because they're not letting you drive home like that.
yeah.
They literally would watch you. One time I went by myself and I was like, you know what? I can't just do this neck thing, man. You guys gotta like put me out, man. Because this bed's giving me inches. I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even the needle at this point, just that PTSD, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
And they numbed me up, whatever. They did what I had to do, and now it's time for me to go home. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man, I felt straight. I didn't even feel like, high, whatever they call it, or
Yeah.
numb, and then, off balance. I felt just calm.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I'm like, all right, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to just go home. I got my truck outside, I'm about to just bounce. I live 5 minutes away.
Right.
The nurse is like, so who's picking you up? I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna call an Uber. And she's like, all right, I'm gonna walk you down. I never heard that. At this point, I get caught in that lie.
Right.
So I'm like, no, they said they'll be in 2 minutes, so I'm just gonna, grab my stuff and I'm out. He's like, no, I'm gonna have to follow you down, make sure that you're good, make sure to see you get in that car and get up out of here. I'm like, man. So they go down there, starting to make up a lie. I'm like, oh, I don't think he went through now. I'm like, that Uber, I don't think they come anymore. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna order you an Uber. I got it. She orders an Uber, man. This little guy comes in a little Corolla. I had no choice but to hop in and just go home, man. I ended up picking up my truck the next day.
Yeah.
So that was probably the best thing to happen because I was gonna drive home. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it would have kept in on my way there, so it probably wasn't the greatest idea. But I suggest people go with a family member, a friend, or something like that to take them there because anything could happen. People take medication, their body take it differently.
Mm-hmm.
You could handle it well, I could handle it well. The next man might be whatever, off his feet and not balanced.
So you said before, you worked out regularly. Have you started going back to work out?
Honestly, I was like, let me just wait a full year.
Mm-hmm.
The full year, they say that you gotta wait, and just let everything heal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, let me just wait for things to heal versus me trying to push through things and then end up hurting myself and waiting longer. So I think in a couple of weeks will be my full year.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens, man, I'm gonna hit the gym. I still paying for membership, so
yeah,
I not work, man. It's $20 a month, man. So gotta make sure I put it to.
That's my struggle right now. I'm listed, but they said my BMI is too high. And
Okay.
so, all right, so not last year because last year was COVID. The year before, I started working out, and it took me a while to build it up, but I was to the point where I was going almost every day. I was finally starting to see some weight loss. I'm seeing a little definition. I'm feeling myself. I'm in the mirror doing, you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm flexing and thinking I'm doing something. And then COVID hit, man. And I feel like I got to start all the way over. And, I'm nervous because it's still COVID. And yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to attack. I did get my vaccination. I got my last shot Friday. And you're still not safe, but
definitely not pretty safe.
Yeah, they say you got to wait another 15 to 30 days before it's all the way in. Yeah, so
even then, I'm still kind of suspect, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's something new. There's always new information that's gonna be coming in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, like, I mean, do I encourage people to take it? I would say yes. I would say take it. I mean, we do everything else, man. We eat all kinds of bad stuff. People do all kind of weird stuff to their body anyway. Might as well just take that as well, man. Like, take it all in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you get more benefits out of it than anything else.
Yeah.
People are scared, and there's the same people out there eating Burger King every day.
Right.
Tell me you don't want to take the COVID vaccination, but you out here eating number one from Burger King with extra, with a large fry and a large soda. Like, might as well give it a shot too.
Yeah. So hopefully my motive in the next 2 months or so, I'm trying to see how it goes because I want to see how the numbers go and all that. But I want to go back to the gym.
Yeah, I want to go, but I want to go at night. I want to go like late night when nobody's there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because before people wouldn't go at night, so I'm assuming now with COVID, there's less people.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a little safer.
Yeah, that's my struggle right now. That and dieting, and I told you when we started, I like food, so
right, and I do too, man. Like I said, I don't judge anybody for what they eat. I eat everything, bro. I eat everything I try to limit fast food, but I'm not gonna lie to myself, man. If I'm not close to my house and I'm out there doing my thing, I'm buying something fast because sometimes I gotta move fast.
Yeah.
But if I have time to do it at home, I prefer that.
I'm gonna tell you how fast food gets me. Like if it was just me, I'll be better off for my kids. Right. And that's probably being a little kid going to McDonald's. But then they go to McDonald's and I'd be like, let me hit one of them fries. And it turned to like, let me get two of them fries.
Hey, bro.
And next day you hit, dang, daddy, I ain't got no more fries.
Fast food's gonna get you one or the other. I just think like realistically, you just have to limit the fast food.
I do good when I'm cooking, but sometimes the kids ain't trying to hear that.
Nah, they don't. And that's part of being a kid, man. I think they're picky.
Mm-hmm.
They love certain things, especially like I feel like a lot of restaurants, the way they promote their food, it kind of sticks in their head that that's what they want.
Yeah. But my daughter, she has a Chick-fil-A addiction.
Oh boy, that place is always packed, man.
Yeah, man. I think they sprinkle crack in it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think they're doing something too because I'm like, whoa, is this like a Black Friday line over here?
No, that's just regular. This is Wednesday.
Oh, they got employees outside with notepads and I've never seen anything like that in my life. I don't want to even. I tried it twice. I don't want to go there again, man, because it might get me in the third time. I don't want that.
Yeah, my daughter loves it. Yeah, I can get her to do anything for some Chick-fil-A. Uh-oh, I think we lost our connection. Oh, you're back. Yep, you're back.
Okay, cool.
Hey, it's technology, man. People used to it now.
Yeah, man. So, I think cooking for yourself, like I said before, is one of the best things you can do for yourself, man. I wasn't perfect with a lot of things I did, but I did try my best. That's all I have to say. That's all you can do. You can't drive yourself crazy and expect to meet that 1,500 milligram sodium diet every day. You're not going to be a perfect person.
Especially if you eat something that you didn't cook, you're gonna hit that limit on one meal.
And one meal, and you're done. Okay? And at this point, also, I got type 2 diabetes from the steroids. So now I'm not only fighting the sodium content, I got to fight the sugar content.
I'm on that fight with you too, bro.
Yeah. So, and I never experienced that a day in my life, but I have to adjust, man. Just like anything else, I got to keep fighting.
Yeah.
And
my downfall, my kryptonite is bread. Bread.
Like regular bread, Wonder Bread.
No, well, I mean, no, but sometimes. But I like subs, hoagies, and my mom's make them homemade biscuits with the butter dripping off of it. And
hey, I didn't think about it, but I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I love bread. I love sandwiches, man.
Especially if you get a hoagie on a fresh baked. Let me stop. See.
Now you got me hungry, man. You got me playing with my bed, thinking about what
And right now, it's like if you try to grab something quick, everything has bread. And
it's true. It's true. You really think about it, a lot of things got bread.
Everything is some sort of sandwich, or even I went to Boston Market the other night, and I did good. I got a little meatloaf, I got the steamed vegetables, and I got the spinach, the cream spinach, right? So I'm like, I got my protein, I got my vegetables, I'm doing good, right? Here they go throwing the fresh cornbread in the bag. No, I didn't ask for that.
This way you know you messed up right there.
You know I ain't gonna not eat it if you throw it in the bag.
Listen, I don't know. Like we said, we love food, so I understand pain. I'm hungry right now, bro, like literally. But I don't want to eat right now. But my stomach is thinking about all those foods you're talking about, and I think I just go automatically into food mode. And the whole reality of it, man, like once you get the transplant, there's gonna be things that you love that you're not gonna be able to eat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hot on that, bro, but there's gonna be things that you love that you either have to adjust the way you cook it, or you gotta give it up entirely.
Altogether. And that's the kind of guy I am. It's all or nothing.
Yeah, all or nothing.
Like I had to give up. I'm from the South. I had to give up sweet tea. That was hard. It was easier. It was way easier to give up soda than it was sweet tea.
Oh yeah, soda is good, and it's one of those things that once in a while I have it, but I gave it up, man.
Yeah, soda was real easy, but sweet tea.
See, I don't know. I don't drink a lot of tea out here, but I can only imagine you guys love it out there.
It's a Southern thing, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to travel out there, man, because you guys definitely have a different style, but I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love the way you guys cook your food, and you guys have a whole, like the way you express yourself, the way you guys talk, a lot different. But it's more calm, man. I don't know what it is about the South. It's just more calm to me. Out here, there's just a lot of aggression, and I don't know what it is, man. The East Coast is aggressive.
Yeah. From DC on up. Then the further up you get, is like the meaner people are.
Yeah. People are, totally different. I'm not saying everybody's a jerk, but
it's like you got a certain guard up.
Yeah.
The further you go north. Like I used to so I grew up here, but I went away and I worked in DC area, DC, Maryland area. And so down here we don't have a big public transportation system. And that was my first time like going to work on a train every day,
Yeah.
So I used to play a game to see how many people I can get to speak to me from the time I left my car at the train station till I got into my office in DC. And most times it would be like less than 5. But down here in the South, you can't stop people from speaking to you.
Wow. See, it's totally different out here, man. I don't know, it's a different zone, but
it was like I'll speak to people and be like, hey, how you doing? Or good morning. And they'll give me this look like what you want? I was like, I don't want nothing. I'm just saying hi.
Right. People, I don't know what it is. It's like that out here, man. But it's not everybody. You know,
True.
Always
True.
Those friendly people, outgoing people. But the people that are not outgoing is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, then once people get to know you, then yeah, they'll talk. But it's like a certain guard that it tripped me out, man.
And like I said, I'm originally from the Dominican Republic. Out there, people is just different. You know, people don't have a lot of money, but they're happy and they're social. And people out there just living their best life somehow. You know, they're barely making ends meet, but yet they're fully happy.
Yo, yeah. Once all this is over with, man, I'm going out there with you.
Hey, man, I'm down.
My dad was in the military, so I lived in Puerto Rico for a while.
Nice.
So I got to travel to like all the little islands. Like I was St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John, but he wouldn't let me. I wanted to go to the Dominican Republic and I wanted to go to Haiti, but he was like, nah, you can't go to Haiti. I was like, why? There's brown people like me. He was like, yeah, that's the point. You're going to get over there and they're going to think you Haitian. They ain't going to let you out.
Dude, I love my Haitian people, man. Some of my best friends are Haitians, man. And they're just beautiful people in and out, man. They have their own little style.
And that's what I'm looking forward to post-transplant, just being able to travel again.
Right. Hopefully the corona is under control by then.
Yeah, man.
So, man, because he's a whole different vibe, man.
Yeah.
Like, we out here, we taking care of our expenses. We're making a lot more money than a lot of people in the islands. And a lot of us are not fully enjoying life or fully happy like they are.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing to me.
Yeah. When I lived out there, I saw a whole different way of living. And I've always said that, you know, once my kids finish school, I wouldn't mind going out there to live. Because it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot to live.
It doesn't take a lot for retirement. It's good. You know? Actually, I was gonna buy an apartment out there. There's a 2-bedroom near Punta Cana. So that's like near the resorts, kind of.
Okay.
That would have cost me like $50,000. With $10,000 down, I could have had that apartment. The only reason I didn't get it is because of Corona. But if you really wanted to live out there, you can. Yeah,
like I could save up, you know, 150,000 and live nice.
I'm telling you, I think $1 right now from here is 50 something of their money. Yeah. So, you know, it goes a long way.
Yeah, man. All right, bro, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate the time and you telling your story. Because I believe every time I do one of these, somebody somewhere learns something. It makes it easier for somebody else. Because, you know, like you said, it wasn't a lot of education when it came up. Like everybody I know, when you say LVAD, they be like, what? You know, and especially if they're like, you need a LVAD, you know, I was like, what is that? You know, so that's why I tried to spread a little bit of awareness and tell the story. And I appreciate your story. I want to tell the good stories, the bad stories, so people can have a realistic view of what they could be going through.
Right. It's not easy. So I'm glad that I'm telling my story, because maybe I'll get somebody, you know, some hope and, you know, ideas how to deal with this whole thing. It wasn't easy for me. It's probably not going to be easy for the next man, but you know, if you listen to somebody's story, you can take some of those tools or some of those experiences and learn from it and maybe use it and apply it to your daily living with the LVAD.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sean. This is Carlos. Thank you for listening. Okay, go ahead, man. Say your name with the roll. Say it.
Carlos De Larosa.
That's what I'm talking about. Y'all have a good night. We're out.